What's up, boys? Today we're doing some work to the S2000. This car is getting a valve adjustment. So I forgot to mention this weekend, 5th to 6th of August, I'm going to be headed to JDM Life of Sweden's yearly meetup at Mantorp Park in Sweden. So if you're going there, I guess I'll see you there. That's kind of why I'm fixing the S2000. And also 11th to 14th of August, I'm going to Fällfors Drive Center Arena to drive at Scandinavian Festival of Speed. Really hyped to drive that track. We're bringing the 940 and doing some drifting. And it's free for spectators, so if you're close, be sure to go there. We're gonna have a good time. Let's continue on with the video. So we're removing all of this and basically adjusting the valves. Now I've never done this on a car before, so I'm kind of scared, to be honest with you guys. But I got the new gaskets for the valve cover, so we'll replace all of that as well. And there's tons of guides on how to do this on the internet, so hopefully it won't be too hard. I haven't got any of the special tools that they recommend, but maybe I can weld some up myself if I do find that I need them. But let's get to removing the valve cover and we'll just see how this goes. Hello. So, as you guys saw in the last clip, I removed the valve cover, and I did notice it's quite more comfortable to sit in the actual engine bay of the car while working on it, since I have this strut bar. Since the fenders are so big and this car is very wide, the ergonomics of working on the actual head of the engine isn't very nice if you're not sitting inside the car. So big tip for you S2000 guys, get yourself one of these to sit on while working on it. So I have started checking this out since I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I have my phone over here so I can check some tutorials. So I have these 3 filler gauges that go from 0.2, 0.25 and 0.3 millimeter. And the clearances for the valves are I think 1.21 to 1.26 on the intake side and 0.25 to 0.29 on the exhaust side. So I started checking it out, and on the intake side I can't really get this 0.3 in, which kind of makes sense. This 0.25, if I take it here and put it, so hard to see, but if I put it here on the valve, you know, and start feeling her out, I get some sort of small resistance from the 0.25, and if I put the 0.2 in there, it's quite loose. So that indicates for me that the valve clearances on these 2 valves, I've tested them both, these are the same, is good. So what I've heard is that the most important things when checking your valve clearances are that they haven't become too tight. I also should mention this on the S2000 is done with a completely cold engine, so room temperature there, guys. And I've also rotated the engine to top dead center, so the small parts of the cam lobes are touching the valves or whatever. So I have these cam lobes right here pointing upwards on both the exhaust and the intake side, so I can do my adjustment, because you want the lobe part of the cam that's the smallest, I don't know what the fuck to say, you want that pointing towards the valves when you do this. So I just rotated the engine to that place, checked out the valves. So all 4 valves that I've checked so far seem to be within spec, which is very nice. And you might be asking yourself, why do you even check your valve clearances? And to be honest with you, I don't know. So I'm going to continue to check the valves. Now, if we need to adjust some of them, you crack this nut open, and then you adjust with a flathead screwdriver on this screw, and then you screw it back together. I have made a little tool here with a socket and one of these bendy things, so I can put my screwdriver in through here and also crack open the nut so that the screw doesn't move when I crack open the nut, and it's easier to adjust. Now you can buy these things off of Amazon for like $10 or something, I think. And I also these filler gauges to measure the clearance. You want this bend in them because the valves are kind of slanted in this engine and you won't get them in otherwise. Now I just got a pair of these at the auto parts store, and then I put some heat into them and carefully bended them, and it seemed to work all right. So I'll just keep checking these out, and if I find anyone that is too out of spec, I'll come back to you guys and I guess we will adjust it. Very nice. Okay boys, so I've adjusted a couple of the valves right now, and I'm at the last 4 valves out of the 16, and I feel that these two on the intake side are too loose because I can fit the 0.3 quite easily. So I'm thinking we should tighten those just a hair. And when I mean just a hair, you really tighten these like just a hair. You barely have to turn the screwdriver. And I really want to film this, but it's quite hard. But I guess that I'll try. So since this is so hard to film, the first thing I'm going to do is crack open those nuts. So I'll do that and I'll come back soon. And going with my 0.25 gauge in here. Somehow if I can film this. You boys won't be able to see shit, but at least you can hear me. If I go in here with this filler gauge, there's quite a bit of slope. So I'll take my screwdriver right here and I'll tighten this a little bit. This is very hard to do with only one hand, but then I'll do that. I'll cop a feel again with the filler gauge. Oh, this actually feels quite nice. I guess we'll tighten this, so I'll do that real quick with my tool here. So I've tightened down the adjustment nut, and now this feels exactly how I want it. Some bit of resistance at the 0.25. Let's check with the 0.2. Quite a bit of slope, really nice. What I feel like is perfect for this. So now I'm actually, since I have it tightened down, this adjustment screw shouldn't move. So I'm going to use my torque wrench and I'm going to torque this down to 20 Newton meters. I have an electric torque wrench. So this one doesn't really have any clicks, it just beeps at you. So now I have that torque down to 20 Newton meters, and I'll check with the filler gauges again. Let's start with the 0.2. Feels nice, just the right amount of slope. Check with the 0.25. Yeah, so we just had a fail there. I should have probably tightened it more with that tool before I did the torque. Because the adjustment screw seems to have moved, because now the filler gauges don't feel nice again. But that's basically the process that I'm going through, and it's quite tedious, especially if you want it done really, really good, I guess. Seems that way. And it's quite hard to film. I can't really do it because it's in here, you know, but at least you guys get the gist of things and what I'm trying to do here. I guess I'll keep going with these last 4 valves and I'll come right back at you when I'm done. So I finished putting the car together, started up, sounded good. I didn't film the process of putting it all back together. If you were wondering anything, these bolts are 8.7 foot-pounds. But the car sounds real nice, but I guess we'll see how it sounds like when it's hot. Now, some of my friends came by and apparently we're heading off to McDonald's for a burger. So I guess we'll take the S2K out for a test drive, but it seems as though my valve adjustment is good. So let's hope the car don't break. Very nice. I think I finally got rid of that ticking noise, my guys. She sounds freaking beautiful. Give her the beans, Martin. I don't know if I've showed Martin's car before or after this, but we put some coilovers on it and we put the new BBS wheels on it. Thing looks rather sweet. I also ordered a ISR exhaust. Very nice, called ISIS before, but since of 9/11 we can't use that name anymore. So now we can be gay boys together without the roof. Skate. You guys may not like it, but this is what peak human performance looks like.
If you ever wondered why Alpha Kaski, that's why.
The S2K, we went out for a test drive, went to McDonald's, also met up with two of you guys there and gave them a ride in the S2K, and she seems to be running freaking lovely. No more ticking noise from the engine. Now when I did the valve adjustments, I think there were only about 4 of them that were too tight, or I wouldn't say really too tight. There wasn't a lot of tightness or whatever, but I didn't have to adjust them that much, and I didn't have to adjust every single one of them. But it seems to have done something, because the engine is sounding and feeling a bit more healthy now, and also none more of that ticking noise. So definitely job well done. Very happy with that, and no oil leaking from the new gaskets or anything, so it seems to be working very good. I know this vlog was kind of messy, but I feel like I should film more while I'm just doing regular stuff, so you guys get more content for the vlog, so I hope you like it. I guess that's about it for this video, and I'll see you boys in the next one. So if you like this, leave a thumbs up down below, leave a comment down below, check out the Instagram and Patreon page down below, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true.